Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to be looking at how to differentiate y is equal to the inverse cos of x. We're going to look at how to do this and the proof behind it. Now, inverse cos of x is sometimes also known as arc cos. So if you ever see arc cos, it means the inverse cos of x, which is cos to the minus 1 of x. At this point, what you should already know is that sine squared y plus cos squared y is equal to 1. Which if we rearrange, we can get sine squared y is equal to 1 minus cos squared y, and therefore sine y is equal to the square root of 1 minus cos squared y. You also need to know how to differentiate implicitly. Okay, so we're going to need this result for later, so I'm just going to highlight it in yellow. So let's look at differentiating the inverse cos of x, also known as arc cos x. So let's let y equal cos to the minus 1 of x, inverse cos of x, and we can take cos of both sides. And this will leave us with cos y on the left, and if we take cos of cos to the minus 1, the cos and the cos minus 1 cancel each other out, leaving us with just x on the right hand side. So cos y is equal to x. We now need to differentiate this implicitly. So the differential of cos y is minus sine y, but because we're differentiating implicitly, we need a dy by dx at the end of it. And the differential of x is simply 1. Now from here we can rearrange to make dy by dx the subject, and dy by dx will equal minus 1 divided by sine y. Okay, we're going to take this over to the next, these two results over to the next slide because we're going to be using them. So how do we summarize all of this? So in order to differentiate the inverse cos of x, so far we know that cos y, if cos y is equal to x, if we square both sides, we get cos squared y is equal to x squared. We know that dy by dx is minus 1 over sine y from the previous slide over here. And we also know these three, but the key one is sine y is equal to the square root of 1 minus cos squared y. So these are the three results that we've already discussed. So let's start with the green one. Dy by dx is equal to minus 1 over sine y. Well, what do we know about sine y? Well, if we look over at the yellow box here, sine y is equal to the square root of 1 minus cos squared y. So let's replace the sine y with that. So we've got minus 1 over the square root of 1 minus cos squared y. But what do we know about cos squared y? Well, over on the blue box here, cos squared y is equal to x squared. So if we replace that, we end up with minus 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. So if y is equal to the inverse cos of x, then dy by dx is equal to minus 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. And that is the final answer. If you'd like to also know how to differentiate inverse sine, follow the link on the screen and we'll take you to the video where we differentiate inverse sine as well. We hope you found this video useful. If you did, please hit the like button as it really helps more people like you to find this video. And if you haven't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to be notified of our next video. See you next time. Bye.